Hare Krishna, welcome back to my channel. I am Radhika Piyari Devi Dasi, and today I am going to share with you the glories of Rama Ekadashi. So Yudhishthir Maharaj asked Lord Shri Krishna that, "Hey Janardana, please explain to me the glories of that Ekadashi which falls during the dark fortnight of the month of Kartik." On this, Lord Shri Krishna responded to Yudhishthir Maharaj that, "Hey Yudhishthir, listen to me about this Ekadashi, which is known to remove or eradicate one from all kind of sinful reactions and also open the passage to the spiritual world." There lived a king whose name was King Muchukunda, and he was friends with Lord Indra and also with Yamraj, Varuna, and Vibhishan, who is the brother of Ravana. So he was very much devoted towards me, and he always performed devotional service with complete honesty. He was very truthful by nature and he ruled his kingdom with complete honesty. Now, King Muchukunda had a daughter whose name was Chandrabhaga. Chandrabhaga was given that name after a sacred river, and Muchukunda gave her hand in marriage to Shobana, who was the son of Chandrasen. Now, after the marriage, one time, uh, Shobana decided to visit his father-in-law's, means King Muchukunda's place, and that was actually the Dashami day. As soon as Chandrabhaga came to know about this visit of her husband, she became very anxious. She actually knew that her husband's body was not that much strong and his immunity and everything was quite weak to actually perform fast. So she explained to her husband that, "Oh, my dear husband, that if you are going to come and visit my father's place, then next day is actually Ekadashi. Today is Dashami and next day is Ekadashi. And my father on the Dashami day, he actually beats kettle drum very loudly and he announces in the entire kingdom that everyone has to fast on Ekadashi. Not just the human beings, but even the animals, they are not given their grains and their grass or anything on the Ekadashi. They all are made to fast. So decide in your mind if you really want to stay here and you want to do this fast, because there is no concession for anyone. So Dashami is the day when you can decide whether you want to stay here or you want to go back. Now what happens is that Shobhana decides to stay there and he decides to fast. And this fast is actually complete fasting without even water and everything. So he decides to fast. It becomes actually very difficult for him because since morning when he's fasting, he starts going through this pain of hunger and thirst. By the time the sun sets, the hunger and thirst becomes almost unbearable for him, for his body. And by the next time when the Dwadashi, the sun comes up on in the sky, in the horizon, uh, Shobana actually leaves his body. He dies because he was not able to he was not able to bear the being devoid of hunger and thirst. So King Muchugunda, he performs all the rites of his final rites and his funeral rites and everything, and he tells his daughter not to go on the funeral pyre and just live or remain in his kingdom. So that's what the daughter does. Chandrabhaga, she doesn't perform sati and she just performs the rites of the husband, and they wish him, like, bid farewell. Now what happens is that because Shobana had performed this fasting of Ekadashi on this Rama Ekadashi, he actually gets rulership. He becomes the ruler of this kingdom, which is on the foot of Mandrachala mountain. And he is ruling that kingdom, which is actually similar to that of the kingdom of demigods. That kingdom is where there is the buildings are full of diamonds. Actually, the pillar is made from ruby, all decked with innumerable diamonds and emeralds and all kind of jewels, and the kingdom looks like completely nourished. Gandharvas are there, they are fanning Shobhana, and there's apsaras who are celestial apsaras who are dancing. The kingdom looks completely pre-equipped, like everything is there in that kingdom and everyone looks like happy in that kingdom. So this is kind of a heavenly plane on this particular kingdom, where this kingdom is, like, being ruled by Shobana. Now, one time, a Brahmin from Muchukunda's kingdom, whose name was Soma Sharma, he actually is on his way for visiting different pilgrimages places, and he happens to come to this kingdom of Mandrachala mountain, and he sees Shobana, this King Shobana over there, and he becomes very amazed and surprised that how he has been given this rulership, and Gandharvas and Apsaras are actually serving him. So he sees the city, he sees how well studied it is. It looks like King Shobana actually looks like a second Indra. That's how beautiful he is looking. So he actually goes in front of King, and as soon as King Shobana sees him, he actually goes and pays his obeisances and his respects to the Brahmin, and he asks him about the welfare of his wife, King Muchukunda, his kingdom, and everything. And the Brahmin actually explains that everything is going well in the kingdom because of the piousness and the devotional service of King Muchukunda. Everyone is very much at peace in that kingdom. So Brahmana, that is Brahmin, Shoma Sharma, he actually asks King Shobana that how did he get, this kingdom, how is he ruling? So King Shobana actually explains to him that how, because he fasted on this Rama Ekadashi completely, he got this boon, and he got this heavenly kingdom to rule. But he said, also mentioned that this entire kingdom is actually very temporary. It is an ephemeral kingdom. It can actually vanish anytime. It's not permanent. So please tell me the way I can actually make it permanent. So the Brahmin actually gets surprised, and he actually asks him that how is this particular kingdom temporary or ephemeral, or how is it going to just vanish right away? Why do you think it is going to just vanish right away? So King Shobana actually explains to him that he did fast on Rama Ekadashi, but he did not fast with complete faith. He actually did the fast, but there was no faith involved. And that is the reason why, even though he got this heavenly kingdom to rule over, and all these celestials actually serving him, he still was not able to get it permanently, and it can actually vanish anytime into thin air. So he requested the Brahmin to actually tell this plight of his to his wife in on the earthly plane and Muchukunda, and explain to them that what he is going through, and to find some solution so that this particular kingdom can be made permanent in one sense. So the Brahmin actually goes back to the kingdom, and he visits King Muchukunda and also his daughter. And he explains to his daughter about King Shobana, that how he is there right now ruling the top of the Chala mountain. So she becomes actually very happy knowing the destination of her husband. She is very happy that she can reunite back with her husband. And she explains to the Brahmin that, hey Brahmin, please take me back to my husband. Please take me to my husband, so that, because I have performed Ekadashi so much in my life. Since my childhood, I have performed Ekadashi. So I will offer all the merits of my Ekadashi which have been performed to my husband, and thus this will help the kingdom to become permanent. So the Brahmana takes Soma Sharma, the Brahmin Soma Sharma takes Chandrabhaga along with him, and she goes there. But before going to the Mandrachala mountain, on the top of the Mandrachala mountain where the kingdom is, she visits Lord Vamanadev along with the Brahmin who is at the foot of the Mandrachala mountain. So Vamanadev hears the entire story of Shobana, King Shobana, and how he was dead after performing the Ekadashi from Chandrabhaga, and then how she wants to reunite with him. So after hearing the story, he actually takes some water from his kundila, and then he chants some hymns, and then he sprinkles on the body of Chandrabhaga. And because of that, and because also she had performed this Rama Ekadashi so devotedly, she gets a transcendental body. So now Chandrabhaga goes and reunites with her husband, and the husband is very happy seeing her. And then she says that, oh my husband, since I was like around 8 or 10 years old, I have been performing Ekadashi. Let me offer all the merits of my Ekadashi to you, and so that this kingdom actually becomes permanent. So exactly as she says, she does that, and because of doing that, the merit which has been given to the kingdom and to King Shobana, the entire kingdom on the top of Mandarchala mountain becomes permanent. So this is how King Shobana was able to fulfill all his desires and also got everlasting happiness after gaining all the merit of the Ekadashis by his wife. So thus Lord Sri Krishna said that I have narrated to you, O Yudhishthir Maharaj, the glories of this Ekadashi, and you have to remember, and one has to remember that there is no difference between the dark fortnight, which is the Krishna Paksha, and the light fortnight, which is the Shukla Paksha Ekadashis, because both the Ekadashis are capable of bestowing the same kind of merit on an individual who devotedly performs it. And anyone who actually hears the glories of Rama Ekadashi, they get rid of all their sinful activities and reactions, and also they become eligible to enter the spiritual world. So thus ends the glories of Rama Ekadashi, which has been taken from the Brahma Vaivarta Puran. So I hope you liked watching this video and remembering this Ekadashi's glories. Please fast devotedly, chant as many rounds you can, and read pastimes of the Lord, perform devotional service at home or at the temple, and make your life successful. Thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.